In a surprising turn of events at the Chicago Bears' mandatory minicamp, defensive end Dominique Robinson, once seen as a forgotten man on the roster, has emerged as one of the standout performers, forcing coaches and analysts alike to take notice. Robinson, who was selected in the 5th round of the 2022 NFL Draft out of Miami, Ohio, had been widely considered to be on the roster bubble entering the offseason. His first season began with promise, notching 1.5 sacks in his debut. But over the next 2 years, his presence faded. In 2023, he managed to play in only 6 games, his fewest yet, with just 1 start and limited impact on the stat sheet. He spent several weeks as an inactive scratch and was widely seen as a draft misstep by many. Yet despite this uncertain status, Robinson has shown signs of a potential resurgence. At the recent minicamp and OTA sessions, the 26-year-old edge rusher displayed a level of speed, athleticism, and execution that had been absent in prior seasons. His performance caught the attention of new Bears head coach Ben Johnson, who publicly praised the young defender for his consistent pressure and versatility. Even without pads on, Dominique's done a great job of constantly speed rushing up the field or countering back to the inside, Johnson noted. He's just done a really nice job there. And of course, he's got some special teams value that he takes a ton of pride in as well. This type of praise is especially notable given Johnson's reputation for holding players to high standards and rarely giving out accolades unless fully earned. The recognition suggests a clean slate AF. The Chicago Bears' defensive line has undergone significant changes this offseason, and the edge rusher position remains a work in progress. The team currently has 2 known commodities in Montez Sweat and free agent signing Dayo Odingbo. But many believe that success at the NFL level requires at least 3, if not 4, capable edge rushers to create a consistent and disruptive pass rush. Robinson's name is now being floated as a potential 3rd option in that rotation, though skepticism remains. Last season, Robinson played just 36 snaps and recorded only 3 pressures. His development appeared to have stalled, and there were legitimate questions about whether he would survive final roster cuts this summer. However, there is growing optimism that under the guidance of defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, a coach known for getting the most out of his defensive linemen, Robinson might finally reach the potential that the Bears saw when they drafted him. According to team insiders, Robinson was recently given first-team reps at defensive end during practices, a noteworthy shift for a player previously considered to be an afterthought. Sources close to the team confirmed that Allen, along with Johnson, saw enough promise in Robinson's minicamp performance to warrant a closer look during training camp. "He's popped out," Johnson added. "He looks the part for sure. He does have a quick first step off the ball, and he lined up on our left tackles quite a bit over the last few weeks. You could tell he got the edge on them, and it was happening consistently." What makes this even more intriguing is the underwhelming performance of Dayo Odingbo, the presumed starter opposite Sweat. Signed this offseason to a 3-year, $48 million deal, Odingbo entered the offseason as one of the most expensive additions to the roster. Despite showing high-level pass rush efficiency metrics, particularly in win rate and pressure percentage, his production during spring practices has raised some concerns. Not only did Odingbo struggle to make an impact during recent minicamp sessions, but he also sat out one of the key practices. The absence raised eyebrows, especially as Robinson filled in with the first-team unit and made the most of his opportunity. Veteran analysts close to the team noted that Robinson managed to beat right tackle Darnell Wright and reserve lineman Kieran Amagadji multiple times during these sessions. While it's important to caution that these results came without full pads, they nonetheless highlight a growing momentum shift in Robinson's favor. As the Chicago Bears prepare for training camp, the defensive line is shaping up to be one of the most scrutinized and competitive position groups on the roster. The unit boasts an intriguing mix of established veterans, young talent, and players with something to prove. Montez Sweat remains the undisputed anchor, coming off a productive 2023 season following his mid-year trade from Washington. His presence alone commands double teams and dictates protection schemes. Yet to maximize his impact, the Bears need a legitimate secondary pass-rushing threat on the opposite side, a role that was expected to belong to Odingbo. However, Odingbo's slow start has left the door open for others, including not only Dominique Robinson, but also 2023 rookie Austin Booker, who flashed upside in limited snaps last season. Booker remains a raw but physically gifted player, and his development will be closely watched in camp. Adding to the optimism is the improved health and progress of interior linemen like Grady Jarrett, Andrew Billings, and second-year tackle Gervon Dexter Sr., who has drawn praise from coaches and teammates alike. A deeper, more balanced defensive front would allow the Bears to rotate players and keep pass rushers fresh throughout games. But the real wild card remains Dominique Robinson. If he can sustain his spring performance and carry that momentum into padded practices and preseason action, the Bears may have unearthed a valuable rotational edge rusher, or perhaps more. Even moderate production from Robinson, e.g. 2 to 3 sacks over the course of the season, would represent a massive win for a player once seen as expendable. Robinson's advantage may lie in the system fit. At 6 feet 5 inches with a long frame and explosive first step, his physical tools align well with the prototype that Dennis Allen prefers in his defensive ends. If Allen can coach up Robinson's technique and discipline, there is real potential for a breakout. Still, it's important to temper expectations. Robinson has shown flashes before in previous springs, only to fade once the pads came on and the games began. The true test will come during training camp, where full contact reps and preseason games will determine whether Robinson's revival is legitimate or just another off-season mirage. As the Bears inch closer to finalizing their 53-man roster, Dominique Robinson's story is shaping up to be one of the key subplots of the summer. His fight for relevance, his battle for a spot in the rotation, and his quest to prove that he belongs in the NFL again give fans a compelling underdog narrative to follow. Whether he becomes a rotational contributor, a special teams ace, or something more, Robinson's name is officially back in the conversation, and in the NFL, where opportunities are fleeting and redemption stories rare, that's already a victory worth celebrating. As training camp approaches, Dominique Robinson stands at a pivotal crossroads in his NFL journey. After being written off by many, he's turned heads with his renewed energy, refined technique, and clear growth during Chicago's off-season program. His emergence couldn't have come at a better time for a Bears defense in need of depth and disruption off the edge. Robinson's early success is a reminder that development in the NFL is rarely linear. Some players blossom immediately, while others, like Robinson, need time to adjust, evolve, and find their fit. With a new coaching staff, a new scheme under Dennis Allen, and a fresh set of eyes evaluating the roster, Robinson appears to be making the most of a rare second chance. Whether he secures a permanent role in the edge rotation or simply earns a spot on the final 53-man roster, Robinson's resurgence is a testament to perseverance, professionalism, and belief in one's own potential. His story underscores an important reality in the NFL. Sometimes the most impactful players aren't the biggest names or highest-paid stars, but those who refuse to quit when the spotlight fades. If Robinson can carry this momentum into training camp and deliver consistent results in live reps, the Bears may have quietly found a key contributor, one who not only strengthens the defense, but also embodies the kind of grit and determination that defines a championship-caliber locker room. His journey is far from over, but for the first time in a long time, Dominique Robinson's arrow is pointing up, and the Chicago Bears and their fans should be watching closely.